Hey guys, welcome back to Trading with Jen. On today's topic, I want to go over, again, mostly beginner stuff. So it's going to be chart patterns. I get asked a lot about whether patterns work or whatnot, and if they are beginner friendly, and believe it or not, yes, they are. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Okay, so what are we looking at here? We are currently looking at gold. I am on Trade Locker, guys. Remember, um, people that are like in the US mainly use a trade locker. We're pretty much forbidden from MetaTrader. So trade locker is going to be it. And plus it's a lot more familiar with the platform called TradingView. Essentially, TradingView is a platform where everybody just kind of does the analysis. They want to do some markups on there, and this is pretty much just like it. It's like a replicate into it. So this is great. Okay. So first thing foremost, again, as a beginner, you guys always have to use a demo account, guys. A demo account is also called paper trading, practice account, whatever it is that you call it. It's an account where you're not using real money. Okay. You guys want to be able to practice on these things to make sure that you guys know what to do and what not to do when it actually comes to a live account. But anyways, let's go ahead and dive into the patterns. Main patterns that a lot of beginners should get familiarized with is these four. These were my actually top four when I first started in trading. So let's go. And first one, it's going to be a double top. Okay, so let me put it right here. A double top instantaneously it's going to be a bearish pattern. Sorry, pattern. Secondly, is going to be a double bottom. A double bottom, guys, this is essentially a bullish pattern where the trend is going up into that. So this is definitely a bullish pattern. Okay. Third, I like to look for the head and shoulders. Okay, head and shoulder pattern. That right there instantaneously is a bearish pattern again. A bearish pattern. All right, perfect. And then as an inverse to a head and shoulder, just like the double top, we have an inverse to a double bottom. This is going to be the inverse. Head and shoulder. And this is going to be a bullish pattern, guys. Let's go ahead and see what these patterns look like so you guys can get familiarized with these ones. Let's go ahead and go on. Let's try 1 hour on gold. Okay. 1 hour on gold here, guys. As you guys can see, yes, we do actually see a double bottom here. Let me show you guys. A double bottom pattern is nothing more but two taps on the bottom end. Okay, and then it has a little neckline, but I'll show you guys. Okay, so as it's coming down, right, and it's called a double bottom for a reason. It only touches twice in this bottom. Okay, two, the neckline is going to be this, guys. Okay, so it's going to be a W. A double bottom is going to be a W. So the moment it actually breaks this neckline right here, instantaneously, look at this, guys. It started going up. Okay. There. So we see a little retracement back to where it broke the neckline. Let me visually show you guys where the neckline was. And it was right there, guys. That right there is an example of a double bottom. Okay, let's go ahead and find something else now. Let's go ahead and look for, oh, did I just do that? Completely erase the whole thing. Okay, let's go look for, or actually not look for, but let's see what actually comes up. I do see another pattern here, guys. So we just did the double bottom, okay? The double bottom is gonna look like a W. So the easiest way to remember that is a W, okay? I do see a pattern. What I'm going to pinpoint is going to be a head and shoulders. In this case scenario, we do see a head and shoulder right over here. All it is this. Goes up, here's the shoulder, here's the head, here's the second shoulder, and then it comes down. So again, all of these patterns have a neckline. And in order for it to be a validated pattern, it has to break that neckline. This is the neckline right over here. The moment this candle, this imbalanced candle, ended up dropping way past that and closing below that neckline, it is definitely a head and shoulder. As you can see, as it broke that, it did start coming down. And let me show you guys where the neckline is for visual purposes. And it's going to be right over here. That right there, the moment this broke in the body of that next candle that actually broke through that neckline, closed below that, it is an instantaneously a head and shoulder pattern. Okay, so we just did head and shoulder and a double bottom, so which is these two right here in the middle. Let's go see if we could find a double top and an inverse head and shoulder. So we did a double bottom. We're looking for a double top. Just kind of have to like play around with it sometimes. Guys, look at this. I see another head and shoulder came down. Like these are very common. And by the way, you guys are going to see this a lot more often on a smaller time frame. Here's a small double top pattern. Again, this is going to be a lot more emphasized coming down to a smaller time frame. We are on a 1 hour time frame, so that's obviously going to take time for those candles to actually develop. But here's a double top. Let me show you guys if you can't see it. A double top, all it is just there's a top, it came down, it did another top, and then here's the neckline. Wherever it comes down into that M, right? That's going to be the neckline, guys. And then it came down. If I was to go ahead and zoom this in, by the way, before I zoom in, a double top, a double bottom, a head and shoulder, an inverse head and shoulder, they don't necessarily have to be equal levels. What do I mean by that? Like on a double top pattern right here, maybe one top is a lot higher than the second top, as this one is. But it is still a double top pattern. It still has two taps on the top side, and then it broke this neckline right over here. Okay, so let's go ahead and zoom in to the smaller time frame into this. Let's go ahead and find this for a second. Remember, guys, whenever like the candles start squeezing in like this, all you have to do is just maneuver with the numbers, just stretch them out on the price, okay, to be a lot more defined. And then, of course, right here in the bottom where the time is, to make the candles a little bit bigger for you guys to decipher. Anyways, here it is. Okay, so it's not picture perfect, guys, but this is a double top pattern, and a double top pattern, essentially, it is a bearish pattern. What did it end up doing? It did end up coming down, as you guys can see. Okay, moving forward on to the next one. Let's go ahead and find an inverse head and shoulder. Oh, I hate when it does this. Like, where is this? All right, here we are. Let's go ahead and scan for an inverse now. An inverse head and shoulder is nothing more but a head and shoulder, but upside down on the bottom end, right? Just like we saw a double top, we also have a double bottom. It's just an inverse of it. Okay, so we're looking for, oh, found it. Ugh, thank God. I didn't think I was gonna find it. I didn't know how much further I was gonna scroll back, but anyways, here's a perfect example of an inverse head and shoulder. So it came down, it came up, it did the head, came back up around that same level. Again, it doesn't necessarily have to be exact, but you can see when it's equal to. Okay. It did the other shoulder, and then it started pumping up. Obviously, it's gonna have to come back and retest where it broke. But long story short, yes, an inverse head and shoulder is going to be a bullish pattern. And here's the neckline, guys. Boom. The moment that neckline broke, that should already tell you this is going to be a bullish pattern, because an inverse head and shoulder initiates a bullish pattern. Okay, so we just went over the double top, double bottom, head and shoulder, and inverse head and shoulder, guys. That is the top four most common. Guys, if you liked the video and found this really helpful, please do not forget to click like on the bottom and subscribe for more. I do drop weekly videos, so stay tuned. See you. Bye.